Guys, will you able to see my desktop now?
Yes.
Okay. So today we are going to see that the concept name is intercommunication. So we'll discuss about today intercommunication. So when you're going to be communicate to queue managers, so what are the objects we require to make a communication between the two queue managers? We will see today. So I have a requirement now. So I have a one server. I have one more server. There are two servers. So each server I have deployed one application. So here you can say some Java application is running. Here I have hosted Java application. Now I have one more application called .NET. Both are running in different missions, which are in different remote locations. Now I want to communicate Java application with the .NET application. Okay. So here, so what I am planning actually, so both the servers, I am planning to install the MQ software. So let's install the MQ software here. So I have installed MQ now. I have installed now MQ software. So this is my MQ software. So what software I have installed? MQ server software I have installed. So I am planning to install even here also MQ server software. Okay. For example here, you can say this is server A. So you can say this one server B. So it is something like Linux machine. So you can say this is something like Windows. Now I have an application Java which is hosted on Windows machine. I have a .NET application which is hosted on Linux machine. Now I wanted to communicate Java with the .NET system. So how you are going to communicate? So for that I have installed MQ server on the both the machines. MQ server software I have installed on the both the machines. Now Java internally wanted to talk to the MQ. Java first want to talk to the MQ, then MQ and MQ they want to talk each other, right? Even .NET also. So internally he wanted to talk each other. Java, .NET with MQ. So Java, if you want to talk to the MQ software internally, so here we have a two methods. Those two methods called actually one is binding method, another one is client method. Okay, that two methods we will take a later. Okay, we will see later. Now, if Java want to talk to the .NET system or .NET application, so we wanted to indirectly Java want to talk to the .NET application, but directly MQ will talk to the another MQ. So indirectly Java will talk to the .NET application by interacting the MQ level. Now we want to make sure that MQ, these two MQ should be communicated each other. Then what are the objects are required at the sender side and receiver side? So here I am going to use a method called intercommunication. So in intercommunication means a queue manager to be queue manager communication. If they wanted to talk each other, two queue managers, we are going to set up a mechanism called intercommunication. So one queue manager is talking to the another queue manager by creating the required MQ objects. So what are the required objects which is required at the sender side and receiver side? So let's see, server A is a sender, server B is a receiver. So now I need to be communicate MQ to MQ. Then what are the objects are required at sender A and what are the objects are required at sender B? So anybody, any idea? So do we need to communicate queue manager to queue manager now? So what are the objects are required in sender A and sender B, the receiver side? Do you have any idea in the intercommunication setup? Tapan, Subbu, Suresh, Azmi.
We have to create. Hello.
Oh, hello. Yeah, there is a problem in that audio. So let me handle this. Okay, I will explain you. Now, server A is the sender, right? The first, wherever we need to create a queue manager, right? So let's create a queue manager at the sender A. So I'm going to be create a queue manager called QMA. So here also I'm going to be create a queue manager called QMB. So I have created a queue manager. This queue manager, while creating a queue manager, you need to make sure that listener listener should be created and it should be up and running with the port number. So here the listener, for example, queue manager listener is 1414 and queue manager B listener is 1415. Okay, I have created listener like this. The ports 1414. After creating a queue manager in a sender side, I mean server A side, we need to create a one remote queue definition. One remote queue definition. So what is remote queue definition? A remote queue definition is a MQ object. It contains the address of the destination queue manager. It contains the address of the destination queue manager. So let's create a one remote queue definition. So I am going to be create one remote queue definition. From my side, everything is fine, Tapan. I don't think so. Issue with from my side. Is it everybody can audible my voice with clearly, with loudly? Suresh, Subbu, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, Tapan. Everybody can hear my voice very clearly. Can you check once again from your side? Because yesterday also, day before yesterday also, you had a same issue and you troubleshooted.
Ram, are you able to audible my voice?
Now I can hear you. Yes, yes.
Okay, fine. Okay, Ram. Okay.
Is it fine now?
No, it's bit coming slow. Okay, it's okay. No problem.
Okay, fine. See, now I'm going to be create an MQ object called remote queue definition. So there I am going to be create a remote queue definition. This remote queue definition, it can be the name could be up to 48 characters. Okay. Even all MQ objects it will be allowed up to 48 characters, but except the channel. Channel will allow only 22 characters. Okay, if you are creating the more than 22 characters of channel, it will not be allowed. If you are trying to create MQ object is more than 48, I mean queue manager name or anything any service definition, if you are trying to create any object more than 48 characters, it will not be allowed. Okay, now I am going to be creating one remote queue definition. My remote queue definition name is RQD under queue manager B. So this is my remote queue definition. Okay. Now after while creating a remote queue definition, you need to make sure that you should know whom you are sending a message. So here while creating a remote queue definition, there are three attributes. There are three attributes you need to fill into the remote queue definition. You need to fill into the remote queue definition. What are those three fields? Yesterday I have shown you. What are those three fields? Any idea?
Yeah. Destination name, queue manager name.
Yeah. So you need to fill that destination queue manager name. It means remote queue manager name. Next, remote queue name. Next, XMIT queue name. These three fields you need to fill into the remote queue definition. Okay. So remote queue manager name is what is here?
QAB,
QM.
QMB.
So remote queue name means it could be any name. So I am making that my remote queue name is target. So my requirement is I need to send message to the target queue at the queue manager B. So target queue is a local of the local queue to the remote, I mean queue manager B. Now what is XMIT queue? So this XMIT queue will be defined as a local queue at the source side. XMIT queue is nothing but a transmission queue. This transmission queue we need to define manually with the name of remote queue manager name. We need to create as a local queue and we need to change this local queue as a transmission queue. And name of the transmission queue name is always remote queue manager name. So what is the remote queue manager name here? What is the remote queue manager name here? Guys, please, hello, try to interact with me.
It is QMB.
Yes, it is QMB is the XMIT queue name. So I am going to be create a local queue called QMB and you need to change usage attribute. So there will be queue attribute called usage. Okay, you need to change usage attribute as QMB. I mean normal to transmission. By default is normal. You need to change it to the XMIT queue so that this queue will act as a this QMB will act as a transmission queue. So what is mean by transmission queue? Transmission queue is a local queue which is used to deliver the message or to transmit the message to the destination over the channel. Over the channel. So in case of any network issues happen between the source to destination, the messages will be sitting at the source side transmission queue. Source side transmission queue. Okay. Say transmission queue is a local queue which can be defined at the source side, which is used to transmit the message from the source to destination over the channel. In case of any network errors, I mean in case of any channel is down at the destination side, in case of queue manager is down, in case of server rebooted or any abnormality which is happened in the destination side, your messages will be sitting in the transmission queue at the sender side. Okay, this is called XMIT queue. For temporary storage, we need to define the XMIT queue. Otherwise, without XMIT queue, you cannot deliver the message from source to destination. So now we have defined the remote queue definition, and you need to create a local queue with the name of QMB, and you need to change XMIT queue of the usage attribute. Usage attribute you need to change it to the XMIT queue. So now I have defined local queue. This is my local, for example. So I have defined a local queue. The name of the local queue is QMB. So this is a QMB is a local queue, and I'm changing it to the user attribute as XMIT queue. So for example, this is XMIT. Now after creating a remote queue definition, after creating a XMIT queue, you need to create a one sender channel. You need to create a one sender channel. Now I am going to be create a sender channel. My sender channel name is the name of QMA to QMB. I am going to be create my sender channel name is QM. a2.qmb. While creating a sender channel, we have to specify the two attributes here. One is connection name, CON name. What is the CON name? IP address and port of the destination queue manager. Okay, IP address and port number of the destination queue manager. The next one is XMIT queue name. What is your XMIT queue name?
QMB.
QMB is the XMIT queue name, right? So while creating a sender channel, you need to make sure that whom you are pointing, to whom you are connecting, which queue manager you are trying to connect. I am trying to connect to the queue manager B. So that you need to make sure that queue manager B IP address and queue manager B port number you need to specify into the channel at the sender side. Once you define the sender channel, XMIT queue with the connection name, channel will be get created. Now the source side we have done the setup. Let's go to the receiver side. So when source is communicating to the destination, here the destination side, so one of the important object is listener. So listener should be up and running first here. You need to make sure that listener should be up and running for the queue manager. So what is the listener here? The listener name is any name, but port number is 1415. I am making that my port number is 1415. My listener name is any name. Listener.qmb. I have created my listener name is listener.qmb with the port of 1415. Once the listener has been created, now you need to create a receiver channel. So here, as per the standards, if sender want to talk to the receiver means sender channel name and receiver channel name both should be the same name. Now what is my sender channel name? What is the sender channel name?
Sender.
Sorry? What is the name of sender channel name, guys? Hello? My sender channel name is QMA2.QMB. Yeah. Okay. Now I need to create a receiver channel name also, the same name of the sender channel name. Okay. So you need to create a channel name is with the QMA2QMB. So while creating a receiver channel, you no need to specify any IP address and port number. You need to just only create as a receiver channel type. Receiver channel type. Now after this one, you need to create a local queue. The name of what is the local queue I have to create here? So my destination is what? The sender want to send message to the which queue? So finally we need to create a queue, right, to reach a message to the destination so that our .NET application will go and pick the message. So what is the destination queue name here? Any idea? What is my queue name? Remote queue name, which I specified in the remote queue definition.
Some target.
Yes. Target is the queue name I have to create here. So that message will come to the target queue. This is my target queue. Okay. So finally, the message should come to the target queue. So once the communication is configured between the source and destination, you need to go to the source side and you need to start the channels manually so that the communication will be happen between the source to destination. So you need to go to the source side, server A under queue manager A, you need to go there and you need to start the channel so that the message will be passed when you put message to the remote queue definition. You need to put message to the remote queue definition. So when the remote queue definition has been communicated by the Java application, my Java application will talk to the remote queue definition. So remote queue definition having the address of the destination queue manager name, destination queue manager name, destination queue name and XMRT queue name, right? Once the message has been put by the Java application to remote queue definition, my queue manager will add address to your message header. What is the address here? Boss, I need to send message to the queue manager B. So under queue manager B, the queue name is target queue. So after this one, XMIT queue name. So first here, when the application been sent message to the remote queue definition, the queue manager will identify if there is any name called target the locally. No, if it is not existed locally, the target queue name, it will verify the XMIT queue name. Is there any name XMIT queue name QMB? Yes, there is a name called XMIT QMB is existed at the local queue. Then the message will placed into the XMIT queue. This XMIT queue will be pointed to the channel level. See this? My channel level, I have configured the XMIT queue name is QMB. So once the channel is up and running, when you start the channel up and running, when you start the channel, so my channel always will go and fetch the data from the transmission queue. It always listen to the transmission queue. When the message has been arrived to the transmission queue, immediately my channel will read that message and it will send to the appropriate connection details. So what is the connection name here? The connection name and IP address is IP address and port number is here my server B IP address port number. Immediately my sender channel will try to send message to the over the network to the destination. So here, a destination side, we have a listener, right? First, listener will accept the request. First, listener will accept the request. But I have a there is a one message which is coming from the so and so address, whether I can accept or not. If listener is not accepted, then the message will go back and sit into the transmission queue. If listener is accepted based on the sender channel property. In the sender channel, you have specified IP address and port number, right? Now, listener IP address, listener port number, whatever the sender channel level IP address port number, if it is matches, listener will accept the request. Once the listener has been accepted, receiver channel will read a message from the network and it will verify that based on the message header, yes, the target queue manager name is QMB and target queue name is target. If the target queue is existed in locally or not. If target queue is existed, then the message will go to the target queue. So the message will be moved from that one queue manager to another queue manager using the message header, MQMD header. Because when Java application as a source side, when a message has been put to the remote queue definition, queue manager will add this header. Queue manager will add this is the header. What is the header here? Remote queue manager name is QMB. Remote queue name is target. XMIT queue name is QMB. These fields will be added to your message. So incoming message having some different header, okay? Not more than this header. I mean the message ID, who is putting message, and what is offset ID, what is correlation ID, what is group ID, what is reply queue name, what is reply queue manager name. So other than this, there are some other header will be available. Once the message has been put to this queue, so my queue manager will add three more fields. Three more fields will be added to your message. That is called remote queue manager name and remote queue name and XMIT queue. So once the Java application is posted message to the remote queue definition, so my queue manager will identify is there any name called QMB transmission queue is locally existed. If the queue is existed in the locally, then the message will go to the QMB transmission queue. This QMB transmission queue is listening by the channel. Now channel will read message from the transmission queue and send the message to the over the network using the packages. Then the message will go to the destination. Destination listener will accept your request. When the listener is accepted, we have a receiver channel. We have the receiver channel. It will go and pick the message from the network and it will send to the destination queue manager QMB under target queue. So did you understand this concept, guys? Hello?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yeah, guys, please make sure that the communication will be by two ways. Okay, so you should tell me that whether this is in case of any if you're not able to audible, if you're not able to clear that whatever the issue which you are whatever I'm trying to explain here, you just tell me immediately. Okay, I can explain one more time if you're not able to understand.
Yes,
Okay, so I hope now you understand this intercommunication setup, right? So shall we do that practically?
Yeah.
So what is the preferable? So you would like to go for the command line, or you would like to go for that graphical user interface?
Command line.
So everybody is looking for command line.
where are you?
Yes.
Command line is okay, no problem.
Okay. So let's go to the command line. Okay. So in the command line. So I have two machines in my VMware. So I wanted to communicate to the two different machines. Okay, if I assume that the Java which is available in that 135 machine, so .NET is available in 134 machine. Now I wanted to communicate through the MQ the two different machines. Okay, let's assume that you need to communicate two different machines which is available in the MQ. So both the places we need to create queue managers, and you need to identify that one whether the MQ is installed or not. If MQ is installed, you need to create a queue manager, you need to create remote queue definition, you need to create XMRT queue, you need to create a sender channel. So let's go to the 135 machine first. So you can assume that this is a source machine. The source machine is, so my 135 machine is a source machine. Okay. So let's verify that whether the MQ is installed or not. RPM-QA grep-i MQ. So what it does, it will display the packages which are installed, right? Or you can run simply DSP MQA also, it will be displayed. Now let's sudo to the MQM. Now we need to create a queue manager called. So before that, let me delete existing queue managers. So here I am planning to create a queue manager name called queue manager A. So what is the command to use? CRT-MQM is the queue manager name. My queue manager name is queue manager A. I am using default queue manager. I am using default queue manager attributes. I mean queue manager log settings like log primaries, 3 log secondaries, 2 circular logging, and log file size is 4096. If we did not specify while creating queue manager anything mean, it will take the default settings. So I am creating queue manager A is my queue manager A at that source side. So how to start a queue manager? strmqm queue manager A. So I have started queue manager now. So let's done. Let's we will go ahead and do the setup at the queue manager A side. Run mqse space queue manager A. Right? Now first what we have to do now? We have to create a remote queue definition. Just define. If you don't know the command of the remote queue definition, you just type define. Now you are able to see that define queue remote, right? Define queue remote. My remote queue definition name is rqd qmb, okay, and r name, which is the remote queue name, is target. rqm name, remote queue manager name, is qmb. xmit queue name is qmb. So like this, you need to create one remote queue definition. So you just verify whether the remote queue definition has been created or not. Display queue remote. You can write even dis. Instead of display, you can write dis queue remote. You don't need to write complete queue remote. You can write QR and queue name, the remote queue definition name. See now, I have created the remote queue definition name is rqd underscore qmb just now. And so this R name is, which is a local queue of the destination side, and RQM name is QMB. Okay. Now after this one, you need to create one XMIT queue, right? You need to create an XMIT queue. What is XMIT queue name here? QMB. With the name of QMB, we have to create a local queue now. Define queue local. My queue name is QMB. Usage attribute should be that XMIT queue. You need to change that while creating a local queue. You need to change the usage attribute as a XMIT queue. Now I have created local queue also. Let's verify whether the local queue is existed or not. See now, my local queue is created and I have changed to the usage attribute as a XMIT queue. Done. So now this queue is a XMIT queue. It is not a local queue. I mean, it's a local queue only, but it is a XMIT queue. Okay. After creating XMIT queue, you need to define a channel.
Ram,
Yeah.
Ram, sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
Ram, that after this DIS, you mentioned one command that something QR. What is that one? Just go a little bit up.
That's what I'm telling here. Display queue remote. I have not, see here I have defined the queue remote, right? This is a queue
Okay.
remote. I mean remote queue
Right.
definition. I have defined the remote queue definition here.
Right.
If you see here, you need to define the remote queue definition, right? Under remote queue definition, these three
Right.
fields you need to enter: remote queue manager name, remote queue name, and XMIT queue name. Same way here also, define queue remote, and I have defined the name of the remote queue definition name is rqd underscore qmb. R name is remote queue name, rqm name is remote queue manager name, and XMIT queue name. These are all destination queue manager IP address, destination queue manager name, and destination queue name. So to whom you are sending a message. Okay. This is
Right.
I am creating at the source
Yes.
side. You got it,
Okay.
Suresh?
No, this is Tapan, Ram.
Yeah, hi Tapan. Yes. Did you understand
Yeah.
this one
And
now?
after that, you mentioned that yeah. So and after that, you mentioned that
After that, I have
DIS
mentioned
QR. So
QR. I no need to type complete queue remote. You can write shortcut also QR.
oh,
This is shortcut of the queue remote.
it will show all these details.
Yes, yes. Yeah, I'm writing a command called display. This means display queue remote rqd underscore qmb. It will display the all the attributes of the remote queue definition. I have customized only 3 attributes only: R name, RQM name, XMIT queue. There are other attributes are existed for the remote queue definition. Those other attributes it will take automatically with the defaults. Got it? See, in the queue also,
Yes.
I have defined queue local, usage is XMIT queue. But rest of all, so many attributes are existed. So those attributes I have not defined anything. It is automatically get created, all attributes, but usage attribute only I have changed it to the XMIT queue. By default, usage attribute is normal. By default, usage attribute is normal. But I have customized now. I have changed usage attribute XMIT to, I mean normal to XMIT queue. Then only this queue, this QMB will queue act as a transmission queue. Got it?
This QL RAM that is for
Queue
queue
local.
manager local, right?
Yes. Define
Queue
QL
local.
means queue local.
Okay. Okay. Right.
Yeah. Now we need to create a one sender channel. Now I am going to define channel. If you don't know how to define a channel, just type the define channel. My channel name is QMA 2.QMA to QMB, or you can write QMA.QMB. Okay. So here channel type. So what is channel type here? What is the channel type I have to create? Sender channel, right?
Sender
Should be
sender
SDR.
channel. Yes.
SDR, right? Now, so I have done the channel type is up to SDR is complete. Let's try. Just enter. Still, there are few more commands needs to be. I mean, few more attributes need to be uh, added to the channel. See, up to here, up to parenthesis bracket, this mandatory syntax. Rest of the square brackets is not a mandatory. For any object, if you are creating means, so you need to complete parenthesis brackets. You need to all enter all the parenthesis bracket. Okay. Now I'm trying to define a channel. The type of channel type space con name. This con name should be the IP address and port number of the destination. My IP address is 192.168.152 and 132 or 4 134. So I'm going to define with the port 1415. So this is my destination IP address and port number. Okay, and XMIT queue name. My what is our XMIT queue name? QMB, right? See, this is, if you see here,
Yeah.
there is a field called XMIT queue name. This is XMIT queue name. So this XMIT queue name we have defined with the name of QMB. It is transmission queue name. So here you need to pass the XMIT queue name as a QMB. Now just enter. Now channel has been created. So we have done the setup at the source side. Let's go to the remote side. Let's take a new session and take 134 and log in. I think so. I will increase the font size, then it will be appear both size. Let's go to that one and DSPMQ. Yeah, there is a queue manager existed already. Let's delete this one. So now I'm going to be create a new queue manager name called QMB. So queue manager B also created and start a queue manager QBMB. Okay. Now let's log into the queue manager B. Run MQSC space queue manager B. So here the mandatory is listener. Source side is listener is not required because he is sending a message. He is not receiving. At present, my requirement is server A is sending message to the server B. Okay. So source doesn't require listener now. But receiver side is to receive the message, listener is mandatory. Now let's define the listener. Define listener. My listener name is qmb.listener. You can write any name. Okay. And here the mandatory is TRP type. It should be TCP and port is 1415. Control is QMJ. So this is like you can write a command. So I have created listener. Let's start a listener. START start. Listener is a one service, right? you need to start the listener. I have started listener, display listener, display ls status, ls status. It will display the status of the listener. See, my listener is started, it is running, and the port is 1415. So listener has been created. Now let's create a receiver channel. Define channel. My channel name is qma.qmb. So what is the channel type here now? If you don't know, just enter.
Receiver.
Yeah, my channel type is should be the receiver channel type. Now channel type is RCVR. Receiver means RCVR. So you no need to pass any IP address and port number for the receiver. You just make sure that sender channel name and receiver channel should be the same name. Now you need to create the last object. What is the last object? So last time we have discussed.
Local queue.
Yes. So we have done the
Target.
listener, we have done the receiver channel. So what is pending now?
Yeah,
Yeah, sorry.
the target queue.
Yes, target queue is pending now. Define queue local target. See, my target queue has been created now. Now we'll go to the source side and we'll verify the channel status. Let's increase the font size here also. Now verify the channel status. Display CHS QMA.QMB. Is the channel is found? No, it's not found because of channel not started. Now I want to start the channel. So what is our channel name? QMA.QMB, right? You just verify whether the channel is created or not. Yes, our channel is created. This is our channel. To whom it is pointing? This is IP address and port number. So 134 mission. 134 mission we are having the queue manager B. Queue manager B is existed. Now I need to start the channel. I need to start the channel. Before starting a channel, ping a channel. Ping. We have a command called ping. See, ping is there. Ping channel. My channel name is qma.qmb. Let's run this command. So what is error I am getting here? A communication error occurred. A communication error occurred. If ping is not completed means, so there is some communication issue. You need to troubleshoot the communication issue. Can you tell me that what could be the issue here? Any idea? So what could be the issue here? When you ping the channel, I got this. A communication error for occurred.
Yeah, we need to start the receiver channel.
Sorry, I need to start the receiver channel.
So that it will means listener should be enabled. So then
Listener is
only
enabled already. It is running. Listener is enabled and it is running. See now, this is my listener. It is running 1415 and status is running. Now here, still any issue? Azmi and Dipti. Both are
Have you
different
started?
servers. Both are different servers. Which is queue manager A is differently hosted, queue manager B hosted in different server. So what is the prerequisite? We need to make sure that both the servers should be communicated, right? So this could be
we
a
have not given.
firewall issue.
We have not given.
This is a firewall issue.
This port issue or something.
Yes, yes. This is a now firewall issue. So you need to verify whether the firewall is enabled or not. How to verify that one? Telnet space IP address. What is the IP address here? 192.168.134 and 1415. So my system Telnet is not enabled. So Telnet package is not enabled. You can write a command called curl-v IP address colon port number. So I got the error called could not connect to the host. Could not connect to the host. It means there is some firewall issue. So now what we need to do now? go to the destination. So my destination is this mission, 134 mission. You need to enable the firewall, or you need to disable the firewall, or you need to open the ports. So I have a root access now. What I will do now, I will disable the firewalls. So I am disabling the firewalls. Let's verify. Yes, it is actually the firewall is enabled. So it will reject any host. Reject with ICMP host prohibited. So none of the person can from outside. I will not allow to anybody from outside. I cannot allow to anybody to connect my system. So what I am doing now, I wanted to enable. I wanted to allow for everybody. So I am doing disabling the firewall. Now let's go to this here and run the same command. See, now it is accepted. See, it is connected now. Okay, it means the firewall is now firewall issue has been resolved. Got it. Now let's go to that run MQSE queue manager B. Queue manager A. Ping a channel. Ping channel QMA.QMB. So now it should complete. See, the ping WebSphere MQ channel complete. Suresh, this firewall enabling can be done by the Unix, system administrator. You no need to worry about this one. You need to run this command /etc. You should be as a root user, and we need to run this command so that it will be disabled. /etc initd dot and IP tables, and we need to use stop command so that it will disable the firewall. Okay, this is the command of the firewall to stop. Now the firewall issue has been resolved now. Now you are ready to start a channel. Let's start a channel QMA.QMB. Before that, again I will enable that firewall. Let's see that I will start channel. I will start the channel so that it will go to the retrying state. I wanted to show you that when channel will go to the retrying state. When channel will go to the retrying state. See, now I have started channel now. Let's verify the channel status. See, your channel is in retrying status. Your channel is in retrying status. It means there is some problem. What is the problem? The firewall issue. That we already know issue, right? I wanted to show you that one. When channel will go to the retrying state. Our channel will go to the, our sender channel will go to the retrying state when the communication issue happened between the source to destination. It could be the destination is not reachable. It could be destination queue manager is not available, or even destination listener is not available. There are a number of reasons your channel will go to the retrying status. Mostly retrying status means destination is not available. When the destination host is not available, your channel will go to the retrying state. Now let's verify the error logs. Let's verify the error logs. /var mqm, we are under /var mqm. Go to the QMGRS, go to the queue manager name, under that error folder. Okay, here we have a errors folder. Take always look into the AMQM error 01.log. Always you need to look into the AMQM error 01.log. So go to the end of the file. Go to the end of the file. So here what it is clear, it is stating that the channel QMA.QMB to host ended abnormally. Okay, a communication error of the TCP IP occurred. So this is because of if you see here, the channel QMA ended abnormally. The host name, in some cases the host name cannot be determined. So this is because of the host name is not, host is not available. So the communication is occurred TCP host. It is saying that the host is not available error we are getting. So this is because of the firewall issue only. Let's go to that destination and disable the firewall again. So I'm disabled now, and we'll verify the channel status. We'll try to log in into the queue manager again. Display CHS QMA.QMB. If you wait for some time, your channel will go to the running status again. Otherwise, you need to install channel, then your channel will go to the running status. Sorry, start channel. Now again verify the channel status. It will be running. See now the communication is happened. The channel is going to the running status and after firewall issue resolved. So when channel will go to the returning state, guys? One
Yeah,
second.
if it is firewall issue with the destination site, if we block that firewall, at that time we are not able to connect, and it will become retrained state. Right, Ram?
Sorry Tapan, can you repeat once again? I didn't hear you.
If the destination if we have disabled the firewall
No, you
for
cannot say
this
the
reason,
disabling under. You cannot say
yeah, yeah,
that. So the because I have a control I have disabled. You should tell that when channel will go to the retrying status means when the destination is not available. Either it could be
not
server
available.
is not available, or queue manager is
Yeah,
not available, or listener is not available, or receiver channel is not defined properly, or
right.
whatever the IP address which is configured at that sender side in the channel level,
Yeah,
that could be a wrong IP address you have given. There are multiple reasons your channel will go to the retrying status. So one of the
right.
reason we have seen that when the destination host having any, the destination host is not allowed incoming connection due to
Yeah,
firewall, so the channel will go to the retrying status. This is one of the reason we have seen.
okay.
Okay. So now
Yeah,
we will try to post one message, then the message will go to the destination. Now you go and verify the receiver side. Run MQSC Queue Manager B. Run MQSC Queue Manager B. So what is our queue name? Target queue. So currently this target queue depth is 0, right? Now you need to put one message to the remote queue definition. Then the message will go to the target queue. What is our remote queue definition? If you don't know remote queue definition name, display QR star, it will display the remote queue definition. So my remote queue definition name is rqd underscore qmb. Let's come out from the run mqsc mode by using end command. Go to the opt mqm sam bin. Here we have the sample applications are existed. We want to push some messages by the administrator. So we need to go to this bar and you can put some messages using the amqs put command. EMQS put space, so remote queue definition name and space queue manager name. Okay. So once you run this command, now you are allowed to put message. Hi, this is an intercommunication. Okay, I have sent two messages now. Let's go and verify the queue depth of the target. Just take this. See now.
Ram, could you please explain this current depth and LGT date? What is this output date?
This is last get date, this is last get time, this is last put date and this is last put time. Okay, so if you want to see
Yeah,
that when the last put date happen, when the last get date happen means you need to change the mon q should be medium or high. So now you can see that last put date and put time. See now you are able to see, right? Put time and put date and all.
Ram, where we can see these explanations? Any help or means for each
Yeah, you can
terminology?
Google it.
Like,
Actually, you can Google this attributes. I mean, you can get that explanation about the each and every attribute. Okay, so you the Google is that correct one. You can get all the things there actually
and
regarding.
what is this current depth?
Huh?
What is this current depth? No,
Current depth means, so this message, this queue contain currently two messages.
this destination queue, right?
Yeah, this is destination queue. We have sent some two messages, right? Now from source
Yeah,
to
from
destination.
source.
I
Yeah.
send message to the remote queue definition, then the message should
Mm-hmm.
go to the target queue. So this, how many
Right.
messages I send? Two messages I send. So
Two
these two
messages.
messages will be sitting into the in this queue.
Okay.
So the two
And
messages storing into the queue in a file way, in file one by one, in the file based. Yeah.
okay. So Ram, is there any restriction for this current depth?
Yes, by
This
default
will
is
be displayed.
5000. If you see that, if you want to see the how many, when how many messages can store, we have by default is 5000. Max depth is 5000.
So we can't store more than 5,000 messages.
You can store. You need to increase that max depth. By default 5000. I'm telling.
Okay.
This is default value. You can store.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So currently, I can see the two messages only been put by this some application. Nobody has listening to read the message. Once the message has been read by the application, this last getted will get updated. If anybody read that message, now try to read this message. Go to cd slash opt mqm sam win. We have a command called amqs get space target queue name space queue manager b amqs get. See this? I'm able to read message now. So once the reading is completed, it will come automatically. Now go and verify the queue depth. Target it should be 0 now, and last gated is updated. Okay. So when the last put date, when the last get update, I mean you need to see that the queue status. So that last put date and get date will be get updated. So this is called intercommunication. So I hope you understand this concept. So let's practice from your side, and we'll see tomorrow. I mean we will see Monday different concept.
RAM, this QS stands for Q
Oh
source.
sorry Tapan. Hello.
This DIS QS,
Yeah.
QS stands for Q. What is that? Q source or
Display queue status.
Q status? Okay.
Yeah. I'm writing a
Thanks.
shortcut. If you don't know what is
Yeah.
the display, you can just write display. It will display all
Okay.
the attributes, all the statuses. Okay. So one of the command
Okay.
I'm using display queue status. See now, the display queue
Sure.
status.
Yeah, Ram, yeah.
Display queue is different. Display queue status is different. Display queue means it will display the properties of the queues. Even the queue local.
Mm-hmm.
It will display the
Mm-hmm.
queue local means it will display the properties. It will not the status.
Sure.
Properties it will display. Status means
Okay.
it will display the current status of the queue, like current queue depth, last put date, last get date, it will display. Who has
Yeah,
connected,
yeah.
who is reading the message, who is trying to put message, that will be displayed under queue status, current
Okay.
status of the queue.
Yeah, Ram, one more question.
Yeah.
Uh, Ram, let's say one scenario that I, by mistake, I deleted one queue manager.
One queue manager.
So,
Okay.
is there, yeah, so is there any way to recover that queue manager?
No, if you deleted queue manager means we need to recreate it, or you should check with that your system backup is available. You need to
Mm-hmm.
restore the system backup.
So that has to be done by administrator or
Yes,
that is the
yes.
queue.
If it is your system is taking that daily backup by the any TSM or I mean storage team will be there, right? If the storage team is
Mm-hmm.
taking that daily interval backup, then they can
Mm-hmm.
restore the backup of the latest snapshot. I mean yesterday backup or when they took the backup. Okay. Otherwise, if you do
Okay.
not have a backup, means you need to recreate a queue manager. There is no option.
So that means there is a data loss, right?
Sorry, there is a.
So means if we by mistake deleted queue manager or queue means there is a data loss, so we can't recover.
Yeah, but in case if any messages are existed in the queue, those will be lost. You cannot recover those messages because you are deleting complete queue manager.
Queue manager. Okay.
By
Okay.
deleting only that the respect to queue means you can recreate.
Hmm.
It will not impact. Only queue only will impact it.
Sorry, sorry. Come again. Come again.
You deleting only queue means it
Uh-huh.
will not be a big impact. You can recreate
Okay.
queue. So in case of any queue having the messages, those messages will be
Hmm.
lost. Okay.
Okay.
Even actually when that message is having when you're trying to delete from that queue, there will not be much impact actually. No issues. You can recreate immediately. So that you don't need to wait for the TSM backup or storage backup. Okay, you can create from your side. But if you are
Hmm.
deleting a queue manager means definitely there will be a big impact. Okay.
Very right.
Yeah. Okay, guys, you can disconnect today's session. We'll see tomorrow Monday. Okay. Bye.
Yeah. Thanks. Thanks, sir.
Yeah.
Ram, can you update this video in Drive?
Yeah. Sure. Suresh and
Ram,
Suresh, can you call me?
Ram, actually, yesterday you uploaded that video
Yeah.
in your Google Drive, but actually previously means I was able to download your video very smoothly, but yesterday video I was not able to download. Actually, I am just able to see that video.
Okay. So any others can download yesterday video?
No, no, no.
You were not able to download yesterday's?
Yes.
You are also facing same problem?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me verify. Okay. I will re-upload.
Yeah, Ram, you just re-upload yesterday video so that we can download actually from your Google Drive.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks,
Suresh,
Ram.
can you call me back? Suresh is left. Huh?
Suresh is online, Ram. No,
Okay.
I think he's offline, offline.
Okay. Fine. Okay. Fine. Thank you. Okay, guys. Okay. Bye. Okay.
Yeah.